Hello Internet! I am Torstein from Cinema Terror, and today I decided I was in the mood for another 3D horror movie, as I'm still into playing around with my new Oculus Go. The horror movie that I have been recommended the most to watch in 3D is the soon 10-year-old slasher remake My Bloody Valentine. My Bloody Valentine is a remake of a film with the same title from 1981, a slasher film that are generally well liked in the horror community, but not a film that got enough impact to be known to the average moviegoer. In the remake, we first get a backstory presented where we see a maniac by the name of Harry Warden go crazy on Valentine's Day and murder several teenagers in a mine that are basically the lifeline of this small town. 10 years later, and Harry Warden has become a local legend. Some saying he never really died 10 years ago, and some still afraid that he will once again pop up on Valentine's Day to slaughter new innocent victims. There is more on the minds of the locals though, as one of the survivors from the massacre, Tom, has now inherited the mine and is now returning 10 years later to sell it off, basically screwing over the economy of the entire town in the process. Not long after Tom has returned and before the mine has been sold off, murders start to reappear in this normally quiet town. Has Harry Warden returned to finish off what he started 10 years ago? Or is there a new threat in town, copying Harry and out seeking blood for his own dark pleasures? Well, you will have to put on your 3D glasses to find out. Or just watch it in regular 2D. My Bloody Valentine actually started out quite okay. They got right into it with a 10-year-old backstory, set up the killer pretty well and had some good kill scenes early on. So far so good, right? Well, it doesn't take long after the movie has gotten started before they start to gradually focus more and more on the relationship drama between Tom and his teenage love Sarah, played by Jamie King. I have no problem with a love story taking place in a horror film, of course, but by the end of this film it had almost become more important than the actual horror of a serial killer being on the loose. It didn't help that the relationship drama felt like it belonged more on a TV soap show than in a movie. The execution of these scenes was just awful, from directing, dialogue to the acting. It really brought the film down for me, as I couldn't stand watching Tom try to get Sarah back, who at this point was married and had a child. Cheating isn't romantic. And no, it doesn't help that Sarah's husband Axel was also a cheating douchebag. None of these people should be together with one another. So this romance stuff is absolutely the worst part of the film, and I really wish they would have cut the shit down, as it makes the film unnecessarily long with a 101-minute long running time. I did like that the characters actually played their appropriate age, as this could have easily been another film with 25-year-olds trying to portray teenagers, which I thought was going to happen during the opening scene. I did not like how selfish, annoying and dumb the characters ended up being though. On a more positive note, the look of Harry Warden is quite cool and effective. And I should also mention, after shitting on the cast, that none other than Tom Atkins himself has a supporting part in this, and is always enjoyable to watch. In fact, most of the older actors in the film was enjoyable and fun. I think I would enjoy this much more if it was all about them, and it would have made the movie stand more out from the countless of other slasher films that all feature young pretty characters. I was also into the fact that there were some good whodunit elements to it, and I was actually interested to see if this killer really was Harry Warden or not. I did not care at all for the final reveal though. I also really enjoyed the film when it wanted to be campy and fun, and just wished that the entire film was done in that tone. The murder scenes are quite good, with some great practical effects mixed with some cool looking 3D effects to some of them. But still, as a newbie to 3D movies, I still feel like there is potential to do more with 3D if you're first going to do a film in that format, even if it probably makes little sense to do financially. There are several scenes that cater only to those who are watching it in 3D, so if you are going to watch it in 2D and hate stuff like that, then consider yourself warned. When it comes to the film being a horror remake, not exactly the most loved label you can have, I found it to be respectful and have no problem with it at all. I do think they should have upped the importance of Valentine's Day in this one though. From what I can remember, they played that up more in the original, while here it isn't really of any importance at all. I will give the original the slight advantage of being the better film, and if you like slasher films and haven't seen that one, then I would go for that one instead of the remake. It's actually Quentin Tarantino's favorite slasher film, so that should tell you something. I'm a bit torn on this My Bloody Valentine remake, as there are some fun parts to it, especially in the first hour of the film, but the drama parts really bring the experience down, and that's the dominating part of the final act. The horror stuff in the final part is also basically just Sarah running around being scared and choosing illogical decisions, so the film does not end on a very high note. I think your enjoyment in this film will depend on how bad the drama stuff feels for you, so if you have no trouble watching scenes like this,
Tom, you can go back to that place where it all went wrong and find your way again. Or you can just keep running the rest of your life. It's your choice.
then you should give it a go. I'm going to let the fun parts and the effort put into the slasher aspect of the film win over the horrible characters and the lackluster storylines, and give the 2009 version of My Bloody Valentine a good score of 3 out of 5. So, have you seen My Bloody Valentine, the 2009 remake? What's your thoughts on it, and do you approve of them doing a remake of this in the first place? I recently did a review of another movie shot in 3D, the awful Dario Argento film Dracula 3D. A link to it should pop up here shortly if my timing is right. I mentioned that one even if it isn't a slasher film, because I'm still interested in recommendations for more horror films that I need to watch in 3D. So feel free to let the recommendations run wild in the comment section below. If you like this video, then there are plenty more on my channel, and plenty more to come. Thanks for your time, and I hope to see you again here soon on Cinema Terror.